What's going on?
It's been 5 years of the Digimon card game.
I need new support, please, Bandai.
I've given you 2 of your support back to back, including a new X-antibody line. You're back and stronger than ever. What's wrong?
But I'm supposed to be tier 1.
Welcome back to another episode of Sauce or Loss, where we look at what exactly Bandai has been cooking up. I'm always telling people who are just getting into the game to invest into one of the protagonist decks, because protagonist decks always get support. There has been one exception to my rule, however, Gallantmon. Although Gallantmon has been getting support from very early on in the game, and has been getting support consistently, it really never is considered to be a meta contender. Bandai seems like it is always open to giving the other protagonist and fan favorite Digimon decks broken tools and game warping cards. But for some reason, they always seem to make Gallantmon a fair and balanced deck, with checks in place within the archetype to prevent it from being overpowered. We're getting back-to-back support now for the deck with EX8 and Special Booster 2.5. So let's see if they finally made this deck a meta threat to be feared, or if it's still being held back by Daddy Bandai.
Man, I sure am having fun playing Monster Hunter Wilds. I wonder when they're gonna add the Digimon crossover. Man, that's gonna be so hype. Oh, what the? I'm getting a phone call. Hello? Yeah, hey, Pro Ninja, what's up? Uh-huh. Yeah, the Gallantmon video. Yeah, I think War's working on it, right? Wait, what do you mean he didn't read the card descriptions? Well, I don't know. Let him deal with it. I always do mine. You always do yours. Let him do his. Wait, okay, well, I mean, it's not really my problem. If he can deal with it, he can deal with it. You'll increase my salary? I don't even have a salary. Wait, do you have a salary? Well, okay, it's nice and all, but... Wait, sorry. How many Marukimon cards? Fine. Gallantmon is a red level 3 Digimon with 1 KDP. It has the effect start of your main phase. If you have Takato Matsuki or Kalumon, gain 1 memory. It has the inheritable. While you have 0 or less memory, add 2000 as Digimon's DP deletion effects maximums.
This art is so ugly. Bandai should have swapped this art with the cute one from BT17. For the effect itself, the start and main effect is nice to gain a memory, since a lot of this deck's game plan is relying on having a Takato. But not really sure how often you're just pushing this rookie out mid-game. The inheritable is a really strong effect that pairs well with a lot of your when Digivolving and when attacking deletion effects. I do think this is probably a better version of the BT17 Gallantmon, so I'm gonna have to give this a sauce.
Gallantmon X-antibody is a red-purple level 3 with 2 KDP. It can digivolve into a Gigimon or a Gallantmon for a cost of 0. It has on play when digivolving. Reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 card with Growlmon or Gallantmon in its name, and 1 X-antibody among them to the hand. Return the rest to the bottom of the deck. It has the inheritable, your turn once per turn. When any of your opponent's Digimon are deleted, gain 1 memory.
I think we can all agree that this card is what the BT9 Gallantmon X should have been. Similar to its contemporaries from that set, this is a reliable searcher with a draw for its Digivolution at 0 cost, which lets you cycle through your deck and grab the pieces you need for your combos. The inheritable is also a lot stronger than the old Gallantmon X. By stacking this with the other effects you have, you can really gain a lot of memory, helping extend your turn. This card is sauce.
Growlmon is a red level 4 Digimon with 5 KDP. It has when digivolving. If you have 1 or fewer tamers, you may play 1 Takato Matsuki from your hand without paying the cost. It has the inheritable all turns, while you have 0 less memory. Add 2000 to Digimon's DP deletions effects maximums.
A Growlmon that lets you play a Takato even if you already have one on board. I love power creep, baby. Unless you're playing non-Takato tamers, this is a strict upgrade of the BT12 Growlmon's when digivolving effect. The inheritable is also better since you don't really need the DP boost anymore, and cause stacking the DP boost to your deletion effects instead can let you hit some pretty ridiculous numbers on your top end. This card is sauce.
Gallantmon X-antibody is a red-purple level 4 Digimon with 6 KDP. It can digivolve into a Growlmon for a cost of 0. It has when digivolving, draw 1 and trash 1 card in your hand. Then if Growlmon or X-antibody is in this Digimon's Digivolution cards until the end of your opponent's turn, this Digimon gains on deletion. You may play 1 card with Gallantmon and its name from your trash without paying the cost. It has the inheritable your turn once per turn. When any of your opponent's Digimon are deleted, gain 1 memory.
Man, I just love when Bandai prints draw 1, trash 1 level 4s. At least they made this a 3 cost on level 3, so it can't be splashed in the Dark Animal engine with Protoform. This is a good effect for this deck, however, as it helps you filter through your deck and find pieces. But This plus the Warp Takata really makes it hard to fit in the Black Growlmon that mills too, which also makes it harder to pull off the EX3 War Growlmon's effect. I think because of Apoclymon, they've really pivoted away from the milling aspect of this deck, which is kind of a shame because that was kind of Megidramon's identity. But the float into the Guilmon on deletion helps make this deck more sticky and resilient, which is pretty nice. Regardless, I think this is a really good card and it's sauce.
Wargrowl Ace is a red level 5 Digimon with 8 KDP. It has hand, counter, blast Digivolve. It has on play when Digivolving. Delete up to 3000 DP total worth of your opponent's Digimon. For each of your opponent's Digimon, add 2000 to this DP deletions effect's maximum. Then for each Digimon this effect deleted, gain 1 memory. It has overflow -3. It has the inheritable all turns. Add 3000 to this Digimon's DP deletion effects maximums.
Remember Metal Greymon Ace from BT14? Well yeah, this is his hotter older brother War Growlmon Ace. The when Digivolving effect is really strong, especially paired with the inherits to increase your maximum. You can really burn some wide boards or one big body. I'm not convinced this would actually be yielding much on your opponent's turn as an ace, because it's really easy to remove level 4s. However, it can really help extend your turn. The inherit being a static plus 3000 to deletion effects with no conditions is really strong, and this is a lot easier to get under your stack than Megidramon Ace. It being an ace with overflow does make it a bit risky to have in your stack, and there are some other War Growlmons that are strong for this card to contest for the level 5 slot with. But regardless, I think this is a really powerful card, and it's sauce.
Wargrowl X-antibody is a red-purple level 5 Digimon with 8 KDP. It can Digivolve into a War Growlmon for a cost of 1. It has 1 Digivolving until the end of your opponent's turn. This Digimon can't be returned to the hands or decks and gets plus 3 KDP. Then if War Growlmon or X-antibody is in this Digimon's evolution cards, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 10k or less DP. It has the inheritable security tag +1.
Finally, some protection for the Gallantmon deck, even if it is limited to just bounce and for one turn. I really like the game design approach of Bandai here to specifically make bounce effects weaker, but not make this card overpowered by giving it deletion protection or even omni protection. The 3k boost is also not something to scoff at, making this an 11k level 5, and with your inheritables, the deletion effect can also hit level 6s and 7s. The generic security attack +1 can help accelerate the aggression of this deck and let your Gallantmons melt through your opponent's security. This card is sauce.
Gallantmon is a red level 6 Digimon with 12 KDP. It has the effect when Digivolving, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 8 KDP or less. If this effect didn't delete until the end of your opponent's turn, this Digimon gains piercing and plus 3 KDP. It also has the effect your turn once per turn. When any of your opponent's Digimon are deleted, gain 2 memory.
Finally, Gallantmon putting that sharp lance to use with piercing. The when Digivolving effect is okay, but it could be better if it was also similar to the BT17 Gallantmon, and also a when attacking effect, so you can keep recycling that pop and piercing. The potential for rate piercing with the new Takato is cool, but again, it'll essentially just be a one-time thing. The effect to gain 2 memory on your turn is pretty neat, but it could be better with all turns like the Rapidmon X, making this a little mini floodgate kind of card. This isn't a bad card in a vacuum, but considering that we have other great options for the level 6 slot, this has to be a loss.
Gallantmon X-antibody is a red, blue, yellow level 6 Digimon with 12 KDP. It can Digivolve into a Gallantmon for a cost of 1. It has the effect when Digivolving, when attacking. If Gallantmon or X-antibody is in Digimon's evolution cards until the end of your opponent's turn, this Digimon gets plus 4 KDP, and one of the Digimon gets minus 4 KDP. It also has the effect when Digivolving, end of attack, once per turn. Delete one of your opponent's 10k or lower Digimon. If this effect didn't delete, dress their top security and this Digimon unsuspend. It also has the effect all turns. While you have 0 less memory, this Digimon isn't affected by your opponent's Digimon effects.
Remember when Magnamon X was first revealed in BT16 and everybody thought it was broken? And you know how to this day everybody's still complaining that a 3-color level 6 with Omni Protection is very obnoxious? Well, good news for you. Bandai heard your pleas and decided to make another 3-color Royal Knight X-antibody with all turns immunity from Digimon effects. Luckily, this is still affected by tamers and options, and the immunity condition is easier to get around than Magna X. But honestly, I don't know if that's enough to say that this isn't a broken card. The trashing security, the unsuspending, the DP minus, the DP plus, and the deletion effect, in conjunction with the immunity, makes this broken. Not to mention that this card is able to get to 20,000 DP on its own, not even considering the inheritables or other when Digivolving effects going up the line. This is a total offensive powerhouse. Also, why is this a blue card anyways? Because it can unsuspend? But we already have red cards that can unsuspend. 3 different effects on this is just crazy. This card is without a doubt sauce, and way better than the BT9 Gallantmon X we already have.
Takato Matsuki is a red tamer with a play cost of 4. He has start of your turn. If you have 2 or less memories, set it to 3. He also has the effect your turn. When any of your Digimon digivolves into a Digimon with Growlmon or Gallantmon in its name, by suspending this tamer, that Digimon gains raid for the turn. Then, that Digimon attacks a player. He also has the security effect, play this card without paying the cost.
This new Takato is giving the deck a huge buff. By compressing the roles of the BT12 and EX2 Takatos, it opens up deck space for other tech and consistency options. The cherry on top is getting raid, which can be very helpful in matchups against other cards with Omni protection. Can't wait to raid into your Magna X, your Mother Reaper, and opposing Gallantmon X. This card is sex.
Trinity Burst is a red, yellow, green option with a use cost of 8. It has the effect while you have a level 5 War Growlmon, Taumon, or Rabbitmon, you may ignore this card's color requirements. It has the main effect, play 1 War Growlmon token, 1 Taumon token, and 1 Rabbitmon token. This effect can play tokens with the same names as your Digimon. Then, one of your level 5 Digimon gains Alliance for twice the turn, and attacks. It has the security effect, you may play 1 level 5 War Growlmon, Taumon, or Rabbitmon from your hand without paying the cost.
Look, I don't really want to talk about this card, but conveniently, Tamo Takuya and Pro Ninja left this out of the Terriermon and Renamon videos, so I'm stuck talking about this. Double Alliance is super funny, but it's not 8 cost funny. To be fair, if any deck could abuse this, it would probably be the Gallantmon deck with the combination of the end of turn Warp Takato and either the EX2 or BT19 Takato to sneak in that final swing for game, but it's still way too gimmicky and requires a lot of setup. This card is lost just like the movie it's based on.
Gallantmon is a white Digimon with no level and 1 KDP. It has the security effect, you may play 1 Digimon card with 2k DP or less from your hand without paying the cost. It has the main effect, by suspending this Digimon, one of your Digimon may digivolve into a Digimon card in the hand with the Digivolution cost reduced by 2. It has all turns, this Digimon can't attack or block. It has on deletion, place this card as the top security card.
Oh boy, another Gallantmon! Digimon with security effects are always cool, and this cheating out a rookie is nice. Its main effect is kind of like a generic training and has the ability to recover security on deletion is pretty cool too. This seems like a decent generic card that can fit in really any Digivolution based deck. However, I'm not really sure if in the current state of the game it earns itself a slot when deck space is already so tight in most decks. If this came out in like BT8 or something, this would be pretty sauce, but unfortunately as of now, this cutie is a loss. Did Bandai do it? Did they really finally make Gallantmon a good deck? I'm inclined to say yes. This deck really took the JP format by storm. However, in the English format, although the deck seems pretty good, for some reason it's not really converting into results with only a few tops here and there. We went through the Greymon era of the card game, and now I'd say we're currently in the Vmon era of the card game, so naturally the next step would appear to be the Guilmon era, right? We're starting to see the BT21 reveals, and hopefully that's the final push this deck needs to become the best deck in the format post-unification. Gallantmon is so close to greatness, but just not quite there yet. Going to have to give this 3.5 Granies out of 5.
Wait, you didn't even make a deck list section either? Alright, you know what? I'm taking over for this one. You want a deck list? Here's a Tamo Takuya original. Boom, baby. Take a look at it. Oh, you want my thoughts on it? I mean, it's kind of a standard list, I guess. I mean, you kind of just run what you run, you know? I mean, protoforms can help, but like, I don't think they're as needed. Run as your preference, though.
Thanks for watching another episode of Sauce or Loss. Let us know in the comments what decks you're excited to play in Special Booster 2.5 and what archetypes you want to hear us talk about next. Tune in next week for another episode of Sauce or Loss.